LSU came back, they responded quickly, and all momentum shifted to the purple and gold from that point on. For the 5th time in 6 seasons, we're saying it once again, South Carolina is your SEC women's basketball champions. It was incredible to witness in person. I don't even think the writers of Empire could have written a juicier storyline than what we saw here tonight. Ja Morant, in his first NBA game back in the Carolinas, goes out and hits the game winner. As for the emotions after the game, the reactions from the players were mixed. They had some cries and some tears, but also some heads held high because they know that this team will be loaded going into next season, and the plan is to be in Miami around this time next year. Mitch Brow alongside Carrie Rich, and you heard Don Staley there. There was not a doubt, and she talked about it after the game as well. That dominating win in the SEC championship over Mississippi State, a team that is a top 7 team in the nation. Midway through the second quarter, they needed some juice. They needed a spark, and they went to the reliable veteran. It was Brian Edwards, 14 catches on the day, a school record. One thing about it is they know that it's a business trip, but it's also something to relish in the moment because there's only 2 teams here. They are the only ones here alongside LSU, and so many other teams, hundreds of teams in Division I football aim for this goal. They do not make it, but Clemson has been here a handful of times. Joining me now is head coach Shelly Smith. Coach, congratulations first of all, but what I want to ask you is 7 years in a row, does this feeling ever get old?
No, definitely not.
A lot of people will tell you that these games don't matter at all, but you know what? You can try telling that to the players right now battling for some of these final spots, and right behind me are 2 guys that are battling for those spots. And we're talking about this NCAA tournament at-large resume, playing around the bubble. This is a game South Carolina knew they had to have, and they won it convincingly, 83-71. What was your biggest takeaway from this game? Now, a new movement in Orangeburg launched this week. Today, the tight-knit community packed the leaders of the city into one park with residents to begin the E3 movement. And they say this is a day they will look back on years from now.
We're here because many are called, but few are chosen.
Engagement, education, empowerment. These are the 3 steps community leaders in Orangeburg say at this time are more important than ever.
This group of men just formed over the past week.
There's a lot of wisdom in this audience right here.
South Carolina State head men's basketball coach Murray Garvin, just one of many Orangeburg residents that attended a peaceful protest at Harmon Park. Garvin was the final speaker, leading the crowd in a silent kneel 8 minutes and 46 seconds long, representing the amount of time a police officer kept his knee on George Floyd's neck.
And we just wanted to do something in our community to let the young people know that we hear them and that we will be there for them. And we're going to develop programs and just try to effect change in the Orangeburg community.
Protesters say this is a day they will never forget because it's not the beginning of the fight against racial injustice in Orangeburg. It's a battle they've been engaged in for decades.
What we want to do is, as the E3 movement, is again the engaging piece, get them involved, educate them, which now is that knowledge. And so once they get that knowledge and be able to apply it, that's the empowerment piece. You know, there's a saying that old men have visions, but young men carry out the dream. Okay, so again, even though we can dream, but at some point in time we have to wake up.
A call to action for all generations, young and old, to keep engaging, educating, and empowering.
And now is that point in time where I think the people in this world, in our community, in our nation, have begun to woke up and say enough is enough.
This isn't the field Johnny Maxey dreamed of working out on this spring.
Nothing was ever handed to me. You know, I had to take the long route to get anywhere.
The Columbia native is at home staying ready so he won't have to get ready when the NFL opens up for off-season workouts.
I'm proud of what I've done, but you know, I've never have felt complacent. So I've always want to get better. I always want to do more. I haven't done enough.
Maxey's football journey has been a trek filled with twists and turns. After his final season at Richland Northeast High School, he went on to play at Division II Mars Hill.
Picking Mars Hill was easy for me. They welcomed me. You know, they brought me in as a 17-year-old and, you know, got me ready to be a man pretty quick.
After going undrafted, Maxey made his NFL debut with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And after 2 stints with the Titans, one ended in injury. Maxey had to take a step back and think long-term instead of short-sighted success.
That was the first time I felt like, you know, if I try and push through this, I'm going to further damage myself and probably cause myself further injury long term. So that was definitely a gut check. I never had been in that position before.
In the last year alone, Maxey has played in both the Alliance of American Football League and the XFL. He was one of the top-rated defensive linemen in the league for an undefeated Houston Roughnecks team. And then the season was over, just like that.
I was having a good season. We were winning. We were 5-0. I loved the team. I loved the camaraderie that we had. And just to see all that kind of go down the drain on the way to, potentially playing for a championship, that was definitely hard to watch that just go away.
The route he's taken isn't for everybody, and he knows that. But Maxey won't stop until he's back on the field of dreams.